All right, let me send her the link. Hold on.
Yeah, it's recorded now.
All right, welcome to the weekly meeting. 11:16. We have a little ways to go. You know, a couple of month and a couple of weeks until we close out the year. And what I was saying, you know, when I didn't realize we weren't recording, was that you know, I kind of want to use today to try to provide clarity or an understanding to everybody in the group on how I see the market and how I trade the market. But to me, less important about me, but more important about people like Andrew, Kim, whoever else wants to share about how they're looking at the market. And a lot of the reason that I prefer that you know the way I see it, because I'm very vocal and I'm going to put what I think into the chat. And I don't want people to be misled. Of course, everybody, trading is your own responsibility. When you press that button, you're pressing it based off of what you see and not by what I'm saying, hopefully. But I also don't get it right all the time. You know, I'm wrong many times. So I just want to give you clarity on how I see it and the reason that I call it a certain way. Going into last week, we had GJ, right? And it pushed down. We all saw the major push down, and it pushed back up, and it hit our zone, right? Now, I think I told a few people that I wanted all the JPYs, or I would have been more comfortable if all these JPYs had pushed up, you know, more into this zone, right? But the thing that got my attention, or that made me biased for this selling, was this push down right here, right? For me, this push down caused the chalk right here, right? It broke structure to the downside. And, you know, market structure is probably one of the most argued or most confusing parts about trading. And, you know, I argue with people all the time. It's not a big deal because if you're consistent in what you're doing, you're either going to get it wrong all the time or you're going to get it right all the time, but you're going to be on the right side because it's going to be the same. It's going to come out the same way. So for me, on this 4-hour chart, right? And I'm not even going to count all these little pullbacks right here. I'm more interested when we broke this structure, right? We set this high, we pulled back. Then we came back up. Maybe this is equal highs, right? And we pulled back. Eventually, here's a low, here's a high, we pulled back. Here's a high, here's a low, here's a new high. So when we come back and we break this low, right? And if this is an arguable low for somebody, then this low. When this move down broke both of those lows, that's a change of character to me on the 4-hour time frame. And this pullback is what provided me with my entry criteria, right? And also the time of the month was key to me too. This is the end of the month. And we had this huge run up all last month. So for me, I'm looking for the pullback, right? I'm going to fib that last month candle, and I'm going to have a zone down here that I feel like price is going to push down towards. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to line this up the exact way that I saw it. And I get it, everybody doesn't look at the market like this. I'm just kind of going over my little thought process. So for me, this was the area. I'm just going to change the color. This is my money zone that I wanted to see price push down to. And, you know, whether you felt like this was a counter trend trade, everybody could understand why I would trade to the 50%, right? If this is going with the trend for you, then you'll just keep holding it down to the 78. But for all intents and purposes, on this monthly candle, you can say this is a bullish order block and we're still going up. But most of us would agree that it had to pull back to the 50%. So coming into this this trade, I felt, since we were already up here, right, that we could have a push down. If this thing pushed down to the 50%, that's 468 pips. Coming into the week, somebody asked me, hey, you know, how far are you taking this? I'm like 500 pips. And, you know, of course, there was some dissent, right? And for me, I'm a strong enough trader, or I'm convicted in what I see. I'm going to hold for, you know, what I see regardless, because if I lose the trade because of what I see, I'm cool. If I lose because of what you told me, I'm going to have an attitude, not necessarily with you, but because I lost and I had the analysis correct. I do like to understand, though, why you see what you see. So going back to this 4-hour chart, I'm just going to zoom in here. We hit this area and we're at the end of the month. See, this is the 29th of October. So I already believe that we need to come down here. So when I get this chalk move, right, we got a chalk at the last day of the month and we're getting this pullback. I'm 1,000% sure that I can trade this to this zone. That's why I'm telling you I'm holding this for 500 pips, right? Because I'm 100% sure that I can trade it to the zone, right? Now, when we came into the week, of course, there was a lot of dissent, and I'm confused as to why people are dissenting, because and I do this often. If I take off my wicks, to me, this is a low, this is a high, so this is a swing low, because this is a new high. There's another swing low, because this is a new high. So this is one break. That's the chalk right there. That's the first chalk. There's a second chalk, right? So to me, this is 2 4-hour structure breaks and a pullback. If I fib from here to here, this pullback is about 78%, maybe a little bit longer. But to me, this is a great signal. And then we come down and we close under our moving average. This might not be important to you guys. I'm just telling you how I see it. So to me, I had everything I need to enter this trade right here. And which is why I got in for the short. And then, you know, y'all started tripping on Sunday or Monday, right? And I'm like, man, what's the tripping about? And I tried to explain that, like, this is the chalk. So we at least gotta meet this low right here. That's how I learned it. Like, if this where the market went, when it pulled back, this move right here is gonna equal this low. So I know I can take it. And I end up taking profit here. And I should have held it, but you know, it doesn't matter. But the level of dissent was crazy to me. You know, like, I get it. We get a lot of, like, this move up was a strong move, probably close to 100 pips. But I was already in profit, and I set my stop loss to entry. So when this pulled back, I wasn't tripping. And I had already had, because if you look at this, we had broke some internal structure. You know, we had broke this internal structure right here. This low right here, we went lower. And we came back up and we pushed back down, not breaking this low to pull back up. All this is an inducement. And I took a half of a size position that I had on the initial push down to trade back up. And at 1 a.m. on London session, like clockwork, the bottom fell out, right? And like this happens so fast that you can't even alert people because the drop is ridiculous. Like it drops 100 pips in one candle. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been on the wrong side of these JPY trades, and most of the time it happens to me in Asian session if I'm on the wrong side. But this to me lined up perfectly on Friday, and we don't really get big moves on Friday, but this Friday move is like 400 pips. I didn't expect a 400 pip move, but you know, still just being on the right side of it kind of soothe things. But I'm just kind of curious on why so many people were saying that this was a buy. Like, what did y'all see that says this is a buy? It wicked the 4 hour. You mean right here?
So this kid really fast.
No, the one to the right.
Inside.
To the right. The last to the right, Ty, the other right.
Oh.
No, the green one, right? Go over one more. That one. Yeah, no, to the right. That green one. Yeah, that one.
Right. Well, listen, it did wick to go back up.
Okay.
But I'm saying the overall structure, like when this chalk happened, this is a chalk. Did you see this as a chalk?
Yeah, I had that marked as a chalk.
So I get it. Okay. Once this chalk happens, this over here is foolery, but we have to go here first. We can't just ignore this and go higher. I guess we could. Anything can happen, I guess. But for me, the time, the price, and this chunk set the stage for me. Now, I don't mind wickedness and going higher. I felt like we needed to pull back. To me, this was the break of internal structure right here.
That's going to get the
I know Kim doesn't.
Can you have your brother mute?
Sounds TV.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Sound is tight.
My bad, motherfucker. Down.
Okay, so look, I think that can y'all still see my screen? For me.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hey, I'm calling my brother a motherfucker before everybody lose their mind. All right. I'm not calling the chick a motherfucker. I'm calling my brother a motherfucker. All right. Cool. Got it. Back on mute.
You're dumb, dude. All right, look. This to me was the chalk. What happened over here was this move down ran this low, right? So maybe people on the smaller time frames who don't look up like past the 4 hour, maybe the people that are trading on the 1 hour or the 15-minute, they got their run of this low. So they're looking for a pullback from this down move. Did y'all see it like that or no?
I wasn't. I was looking for a straight drop. I was looking for, if anything, I was looking for a wick to the upside, which it did, and then a drop. So once it wicked to the bottom and then broke structure to the top side, then I was a little bit nervous.
Yeah, so for me, all I was trying to get was somebody to articulate to me like why thinking we were going to move higher after the chalk move. I didn't understand that for the life of me. And this high right here was never even challenged. Like this was the high that created this chalk. We came back up, got a 78% pullback, and we started dropping. So I was very confused on why, like this high never even got challenged, but this is the high that created the chalk. So, that's why I was kind of shook. Hey, Andrew, is Andrew on here?
Yeah, sure, I'm here.
Hey, what did you see?
So, bro, okay, first of all, let's let's take it back, right? So you guys know me, yeah. Like when GJ started buying, I called it out like, okay, GJ is about to buy, right? And
We
when we
were
had
here.
the bag, I also called it out. So this dropping, right? I was waiting for this dropping, and everybody was waiting for GJ to say. I said no, GJ need to take out. If you go to like to the other side of your screen, like just try to squeeze it. Yeah, I still like before GJ we pull back, we need to take out this high. You were
We
keen on
can't we
GJ needs
can't
to sell,
see.
GJ needs to
We
sell,
got
GJ
it.
needs to
Mark on
sell.
the
I said,
screen.
nah.
Andrew,
What?
we can't
Yeah.
see. Are you marking?
Okay, hold on. Okay, right here. This high. I said before GJ needs to pull back, we need to take out this
Y'all
high,
see
right?
it? I don't see nothing, y'all. Y'all see it?
No.
No, no, we can't see.
Okay, hold on again. Yeah, hold on, hold on. Right here.
Andrew, we don't see your marking.
All right. So I should just call the number out then. I don't know.
This,
So the high.
this high?
No, 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 no. 199, 480. Just where your zone is, yeah, the bottom, that high there. No, yeah, no, bro. You were right there, but down the high right there. No, you can see it. Yeah, that high.
Okay.
It,
Before that high, you were anticipating JPYs need to sell. I said even if JPYs need to sell, we need to take out that high, right?
Okay.
Good. So when the high was taken, I mean, with this eventually this high that still take the high that is the one that caused the choke anyway, it doesn't really matter. So, but when this thing occur, like the gap around this area, I
This-
know, like I mean, I use line chart, but not often, not often. So I also wanted, like, let's talk about this thing in that ways. You said you feel the monthly candle and like you want price to pull back. You and me know like not every time price has to pull back,
I agree 1,000%.
right?
But in this case, the chalk happened.
Right. That's another thing, So it doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't really matter. But I also wanted GJ to take out that month high. This like the previous
Yeah.
month, yes, that high.
Well, I think it
the
still
sale will
can.
occur.
I think it still can.
I mean, it's already dropping,
But
We
no,
are just going back to our
but
main
that
point before we continue going higher or whatever
Okay.
will happen. So, but before this drop, the reason why I said, nah, GJ needs to buy up is to take out that high,
okay.
basically wicked out, right? Then start
Right.
dropping. That is what I wanted GJ to do, but unfortunately, it didn't occur. So, anyway, we got the sales. We have been waiting for this sales, so it doesn't really matter, like I say, Not like everything that occur, everybody's learning,
Right.
So
I'm with you. I was just
and
saying I didn't
experience to
understand.
our own experiences. So,
But Andrew, what I'm saying is a lot of times you see the market and I don't see it the same way, but I understand what you see, or Kim the same way. I'm just trying, like, I don't mind that. I think it's great that we all see different things because it gives us awareness. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like sometimes before a lot of people came to this group and were talking, it's just me talking. I might give my analysis and we come to the market and everything I said was completely wrong. And I might be left like, man, how come I saw it so wrong? But there was nobody in the group who was vocal. Even if they saw it, they weren't vocal and they didn't say, I don't see it like that. At least you say, no, I see this. And I'm cool. All I'm saying is whenever you dissent or you see it different, can you explain it in a way that I can understand why you see it that way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it. Of course, that was your question. So yeah.
Yeah, that's I think, and everybody please speak up because I'm always the loudest person. Like, do y'all get benefit from the dialogue, or would you rather just us shut up or like DM each other?
Please keep on talking. We get a lot of benefit.
Okay, but even like during the week, when we were all talking about GJ, did y'all have y'all's own opinion? Did anybody see anything differently?
I think a lot of people were waiting for that previous monthly high to be taken out. That's what we all discussed just like 2 weeks ago. I think even Kim was waiting for that too.
Okay, and I listen. I'm still thinking they can get taken out. But after this chalk, like to me, this chalk trumped anything going higher. So, okay, and this is why I really wanted everybody to show up this week, because we've done nothing. We just came down and touched the moving average. We could very easily bounce up and go higher right here into this imbalance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I look at this 2 week chart, and this is why I really wanted y'all to show up too, because this is a 2 week bullish or bearish order block. But if I look at EJ, it doesn't have a 2 week bearish order block. It just tapped in to this bullish order block, which gives me the impression that it's going higher.
Bro, if you go back to GJ, you have to look in the other way too, not just like it's creating bearish order block. This area right there, this is another block. This zone right here.
This right here.
Yeah.
I agree. Block, I agree, because this is an order block that tapped in. But I do agree that, well, this is why I wanted to have the dialogue. And to me, you got equal highs.
Right.
Relative equal highs. So I see a scenario where we go higher into the place where I really wanted us to go in the first place.
So one thing again is like, it doesn't matter if you explain something or I explain something or whosoever explain anything right here in this group. I always say, if price moved into your point of interest, if it doesn't get any confirmation that you are comfortable or you have been trading with, don't take a trade. It doesn't matter who explained the trade, who is your teacher. You have to be able to know your way and your style, how you trade, and be comfortable with it. If it works for you, then yes. So there is no reason for me taking a trade when, like, what I used to, like, what I'm used to, I didn't get it, So I'm just going to stay away from the trade. Yeah, it's a lot of pairs there, So that is one thing.
I agree 1,000%. What I'm saying is really for my own benefit, right? Because I want to be able to see what you're seeing, right? Or what Kim is seeing, or what Alicia is seeing. I want to be able to see it. I want her to be able to say, hey, you see, it came into this zone and it did this. That's what gives me a signal that it's going to do this next. That way I can at least digest the information. And I don't feel like, hey man, this person don't want to take the trade because they're scared.
Yo, bro, let me say something here. Sometimes I also challenge my own analysis.
Right.
Like, not just my style of trading, because I have 3 entry method. Let's just say from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, right? So if I saw one of the entry in the higher time frame, I just want that entry to be wrong. Why am I doing that? Because I'm building that style of trading for the future. And if it doesn't get wrong, so it just it just make the foundation stronger again for me. Like, okay, this is a solid way of trading. That this is a solid way of entry. So even if my other ways they work too, but I know that I can use this kind of entry in my higher time frame anytime, any day, any pair. So that's why if I saw that in the higher time frame or something, I just like, okay, what about if it doesn't work, something like this. So first of all, how I trade. Like when I was teaching too, like when I started teaching here, like I have my area of like double flat area, the control levels, right?
Right.
So I saw this green candle rejected
this area.
Right. Rejected my control level. I saw it clear, but I said, nah, I'm not going to take this trade because I still want the high to be taken. But even if I knew once a high is like my area is rejected, I want the other one to tap in and start dropping, which is one of my best entry method. But I said no. Probably this imbalance needs to get filled, and I need to tap into the other block, the 1 month order block. So if you go to the monthly order block, like just click on monthly, the reason why I refused to I wasn't agreeing with that entry method is because of this other block right here. So I want price to tap the body. Yes, not even like everything, just the body. I don't mean the week because we tap into the week and the consequent recruitment of the week, but just the body. That was the reason, my main reason of selling GJ, So I wanted price to tap into the body of the monthly order block. Even if in the 2 weeks and the weekly, that price rejected my CTRO and it came back to tap in for like a confirmation to sell. But I didn't take it because I was looking at something else. Okay, what about if this price want to move to tap into the body of the monthly candle? You understand? So that is just my, other reasons not for me selling GJ or caring about like the change of character in the 4 hour, because now I'm working with the bigger time frame, not just the 4 hour. So 2 weeks is bigger than 4 hour. I got the confirmation to sell GJ, but I was like, nah. What about the monthly, what is it called? Zone, So if this is going to be a wave, why don't GJ tap into the body of this, then later come back, sell down to tap into the body of this red candle right here, which is the bullish order block down. So that was my 2 reasons. So the monthly time frame is bigger than the weekly or the whatever time frame we are on, and we never tapped into the monthly order. Like I said, this is whole order block, but I wasn't needing like price to come to the week or the consequent recruitment of the week, just the body.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody understand what I'm explaining.
Well, for me, that's a better explanation than what you was giving me during the week. So, I appreciate that. I know I appreciate it. I don't know what everybody else needs because they don't really articulate what they need, like what they would like to hear. What about y'all, Alicia and Kim?
When I seen the high that Andrew was talking about, when that got taken out and it chalked, that was me.
The week?
No, the 4 hour or the daily. Yeah,
that's just the high. Yeah, the candlestick. Yeah, that's the high. Yeah.
So when that got taken out, not on the weekly though, I ain't
it was a 4 hour, but yeah, it was a 4 hour. Still, I'm with you.
But that chalked, and then we got the fail high, so it tried to go back up and it failed. That's because I entered at the top with you. I just couldn't hold because it kept consolidating. We have 2 highs. I was not expecting price to go back up. So that's
this right here.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I lost the whole trade.
And all this did was create another equal high. This is another reason that tells me that this was going to come back up because look how pretty that is.
It's too clean.
Yeah, this is going to come.
Yeah.
That's why I'm feeling like this is going to come back up and it's going to take these highs out and it's going to go probably to our consecrated encroachment.
It's a lot of things to watch out for GJ because this price leg down is too the liquidity void is too much.
Oh my, yeah, it was a straight drop. It's like 400 pips.
Right. So even if we want to continue selling, we always want to come back to rebalance this market, then dropping or something. So
So y'all think we'll get a push down, maybe to take out these low, or you think it's done? You think it's just going to buy back up?
Bro, GJ at this point is selling. Like the thing is that you have to mark your area, right? Then once price get there, then you look for a confirmation to trade.
To me, this is my area. This is the area that I felt the price needed to come. Now,
so this is basically your 50 to 62% or what?
Well, this is my 50 to 62 this is the monthly pullback. Remember, this is on if I did this on the monthly, this was my zone and this is my 78. Now, what I really like as a trader, I like for this to go at least to the 62. I would like to see this pulled down to the 62 to turn around.
So to turn around or just to retrace?
Well, it's going to turn around. I like I said, I believe that this week, and I don't want to confuse anybody, so I'm gonna go back. I believe, well, it was a 2-week chart. I believe that this is not a bullish order block. I'm like Andrew. To me, this is a bullish order block, and I know this red candle is longer than the green one, but it's just tapping into, to me, a bullish order block to go higher. So there's this imbalance. Let me just delete this box so everybody can see it. This is an imbalance.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys understand the market that way, right? So if this pair was going to sell maybe like crazy down more, right? This high or this imbalance probably needs to be filled. But you can see this is the 2-week candle. We didn't take out the high, but now we have come down to take out the low, which means there is a huge probability that it's going back up to clear the highs, right? And plus there is a, other block right here. And like what I did, fit the candlestick, and this is his zone, So yeah.
So if I do the same thing with this candle, just this red candle, y'all. If I do the same thing with this red candle, to me, price needs to come into the zone. I would like to see it come to the 62. So here's what I think. I think we're going to get an up move. Into this zone. And I believe that our big sell is going to happen once this imbalance is filled, consequent encroachment style. That's what I think. This is what I'm biased for. And to me, just like Andrew said, because you just take each chart and you break each chart down on this 2-week chart. Price, why didn't price take out the high, but it came down and took out the low? It wicked that low. It didn't close body below that low. It wicked that low. To me, that means we're going higher. And we need to go higher anyway, in my opinion. Do y'all, who disagrees or who sees something else? I think dissension is healthy. And please, if you see something different, if you don't see it like that, please speak up.
I know like technicals, but is that fundamentals? But because the 2-week didn't really break any structure, I mean, I would like it to pull back a little bit and then just keep buying like past the high.
Keep buying?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
No, I'm saying past that imbalance.
Past this imbalance.
Yeah, past all of that. Like, I think it'll create a new high. But I don't know if you know anything fundamentally why it was sell. But like, if you shrink your chart a little bit, we don't have any like 2-week structure. Like, it was just a pullback to me. No, not that low, not that shrunk.
Well, I'm just looking over here to see.
Oh, okay.
See,
Yeah, but this could take 2 weeks to buy.
Well,
and then
yeah, I'm not saying it's not buy
she's
right
saying she doesn't.
Some more.
Yeah, she's saying she don't see it turning around here and selling.
No, I think it's gonna break the high.
She think it's going to keep buying.
Continue buying. I've got that theory as well.
I agree.
Yeah,
I've got
Because on the higher,
well, that's cool.
sorry.
Listen,
on the higher time frame, it also is like, I think on the 6 months, it made a 6 month order block.
yeah, it did do a 6-month order block.
Mhm.
And listen, I'm there has to be two sides to every trade. So I get it. Y'all see it, or you think it's going to keep buying for whatever reason, and I definitely I disagree with that wholeheartedly. But
Well, that's because it didn't break any structure.
I know why I disagree, right? Because I did also check this move down, right? Price is already in our 62 or something like 72 or 705. I did check it. Price took out this high. So, one thing about GJ, like I say, what if once you get your confirmation, you can just trade wherever, whether selling or buying, doesn't really matter. Because
Exactly.
we are just here to make money. It doesn't matter how much we're making but one thing, when I flipped this move, this like crazy down candles, price is already in a key area. And if you go to, I think 12 months, that is like another block in the 12 month, I think so. Yes. Even if we haven't like filled this whole area like this, but we have tapped into the body of this other block.
Eventually, you're gonna get a red candle, huh? Eventually.
So I know the reason why he wants, like, we are talking about selling or something like, heavy selling, but still, 12 months is not like 1 week or 1 day. So a lot of movement can still occur before, by then you can really get the clear message.
Exactly. And here's what I say. Even if you think that this is going to keep buying, I mean, we ran 500 pips, or at least 400 and some pips last week. We all can eat off this. And it's not like it's just going to go up here and get one big drop. What I'm saying is, logically, we have to work our way through this imbalance. And never before, when I look down here, well, maybe down in this area, have we got this much play below our moving average, right? If you look down here, the red crossed over briefly, and then we got this move up. But the story behind the move up was there. Fundamentally, the story behind that move up was there, right? We had the carry trade. But that story, to me, has changed. So that, to me, that's why we got this huge move down. Now, it didn't break this low, right? But it did break this low. So by us breaking this low, again, if you believe in chalk, and I think Alicia said she did, but if she believes in chalk, this was a low.
I do.
So the same thing I told you on that 4 hour.
Well, I don't think that's chalk.
Well,
let me see it.
Well, look, man, you either believe in chalk or you don't. So you don't think this is chalk. Let's go to the line chart. Okay, this was a low. This is a new high.
But Ty, you have to look at it from the monthly perspective, because if we are retracing either ways, we have to take out internal lows or whatever.
Well, I get it, but my point is this: if this is a low, right?
I'm not going to say it's a low,
I don't see that as a low either.
A little like.
So what do you see as a low? Here?
That?
Yeah. That's the original low, that push price higher. So
listen, y'all. This is where I think y'all are full of doo-doo. Because listen, this is what bothers me about y'all's logic. It's not just the monthly low that matters. The chalk on the 4 hour chart, it matters. It matters, guys. That chalk matters on the 4 hour. If you get a chalk on the daily, that matters. That's telling you that we're going to pull back and we're going to come back and rack that low. Like, how come you're saying that this doesn't matter? You can't. To me, if there was a new high created after that pullback, then that's a chalk. Like, this is the high. It pulled back and created a new high. So this low matters. How come this low doesn't matter? How come
only because
we don't say it doesn't matter. What we are talking
below.
about, like, is if you start the analysis from the monthly time frame. So let's say even if it's a 1 minute time frame or something, once we have our point of interest, the original consolidation that moves price higher. So price, you expect price to come back there, right? So coming back there, you expect lows or whatever, if it's high or whatever, depending on the trend, to be taken either ways,
You're telling me to start my analysis on the monthly. I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm not. I'm gonna look at this chart and say this low is a swing low, because the market broke this high. The market went from here, it broke this high, and it pulled back and created this low. And then it broke this high. So this is a low. No matter if you say this is the new high or this is the new high. To me,
No, it's a low. We agree that it's a low. We are not saying
okay,
it's not
so
a
when
low.
the market comes down and breaks that low, when it does that, that's a change of character. Yes or no?
Bro, so
I'm
this is
asking-
also a low, right?
Yes, it is.
Is this not a low right here?
What? We
The
can't
first,
see.
the very first one, the top side, is also a
This
low.
one?
You know? Yeah. So the
Yeah.
change of character started there. If you are talking about
Yeah, that's what I
it
was
could
gonna
just be a
say.
liquidity grab, you know.
You say what?
I said it started from here because that was the very first low, you know.
Well,
So-
listen, I agree. This whole move is a chalk. This is a complex pullback. So you fib. And it came back to your zone. So isn't it, should we expect this to come down and at least match the equal low before going back up?
It could happen.
This was my argument about the move this week. That's exactly why I was so adamant that we were going to get a sell. Because to me, this was a chalk. Yeah, we broke these lows. We broke these lows. They both swing lows on the 4 hour, but we broke it. So what I was arguing, once we came back, we fibbed this move. We pulled back to our 78 and we started selling. What I was trying to argue was we're going to at least sell to this low. And it did. So that's why I'm saying if there has to be a level, in my opinion, a level of consistency. And to me, it's like whenever I try to bring something up, it's like, oh, that's disregarded because we don't want to look at it like that. But I'm just asking a basic question. If this, how can we disavow this low if it created a new high? Whether you say this was the high or this was the high, this was a pullback, and then we went and created a new high.
How does the monthly look?
Because of the
I'm just wondering, you know, because we need to see the bigger picture if there is any load taken, you know.
No, on the monthly it's not. So, but let me ask you a question. From this low to this high,
yeah,
if you fib it, this is the golden zone. We ain't even pulled back to the golden zone. So wouldn't it be reasonable to expect price to come down to my line inside your golden zone? Did I just lose somebody? Did I lose anybody?
I think it would be reasonable, but GJ just hasn't, it's just not moving like that right now.
Come on, man. You can't. That's what is that type of stuff right there to me. Come on, we can't.
I mean, I'm not going to expect a projection that goes all the way out of how it's been moving. Like, it's just you over projecting.
Okay. So, bro,
I don't know. I can see what you're saying, Todd, because when you just feel that, it kind of was an aha moment for me.
So,
but every time price gets to the 50%, we always get some type of rejection, especially on higher time frames. That's why when I trade to the 50% of the weekly, because you always can get a TP to the 50%, and then it'll blow through it if it decides to.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But did we get a 50%?
Oh, I thought you were talking about this fib you got.
I'm talking about now from this low to this high.
Oh, I wasn't looking at that one.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I can see it.
But it wicked. If you turn your candles back on, it wicked into the 50%.
It's not just the wick. We came all the way down. If it turns to candlestick, you know, to the zone, like it's down there.
It went all the way down to the order block. and it didn't close. Like, it was weak. So that's why I'm not seeing why you expecting it to just keep blowing. It even retested the wick and still rejected it.
So listen,
I don't.
this what I'm saying is, if you call it that way one time, how come you're not consistent in that way of calling the market?
What do you
So
mean?
that means
I
what
have
you are
been.
saying is basically the candlestick has to come fill the wicks if you want price to come down more, right?
It has to confirm the wick.
Right, to fill the wicks with the body.
Mm-hmm.
Right, to confirm
But
further sell movement.
Well, it is going to do it, and this is what all right. I'm just gonna this is what I'm telling you. This is going to bounce, and it's going to go back up higher into this imbalance, right? You see how these wicks went a little bit? It's going to go higher into the imbalance. We're not breaking that high, but we're going to come back down to the 50% of that up move at least. We're going to hit this low. That's what I'm saying. We're going to hit that low. We're not going to ignore it and act like it didn't happen.
Okay, so why are you ignoring? Price already went to the order block and rejected it 2
Alicia,
times.
Stop. I'm explaining to you.
You told me to be consistent. Don't we?
Well, I am. I'm talking to you. I'm trying to explain it. I think this is the same argument that we had this week about that 4-hour chalk. I'm showing you where the chalk is. I showed you on that 2-week chart where we had chalk. I showed this to you.
I just don't think it's chalk because the candles didn't close.
No, I don't. You can't tell me you don't think it's chalk. I just showed you where it was.
Well, I don't read the chart.
Listen, I showed you where we broke this high.
That it's chalk.
Well, I get it, but I'm very consistent. So I'm explaining I know you don't believe yet, but
what too?
What?
I mean, I think the problem here is there isn't a common, understanding, I'll put it that way, of how to interpret market structure. That's what the problem is.
Yeah,
that's always been what the problem is, and that's why you're always going to have people that see it one way and the other guy sees it another. So I mean, in a way, I think this exercise is pointless because, everybody's just not going to see the structure the same for whatever reason, and you can say it's a lack of studying or whatever it is, you're never going to get this many people to see structure the same way.
That's cool, Sean, but all I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you don't see this as chalk. That's cool. That's cool. Why? What would make this chalk in your mind?
But what is your brother
okay.
saying? Is this a chalk for him?
Huh?
Is it a chalk for him? Like from the bigger picture, or what is he expecting from GJ?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I see it generally the way that my brother sees it, but we live in the same house. I mean, we are of the same parents. I mean, and I generally see things most of the time on these charts the way that he does.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not as good of a trader as him, and it's because I spend less time on the charts.
Of course, you can't better, So it doesn't.
Say what? What did
I
you
said
say?
you can even better than your brother, So it's all about learning and staying with your chart. So
it is, but like my brother will always tell me, outside of the group that he laments the fact that people don't. They don't put in the time, and I would say most people probably don't put in the time that he does. Most people have real lives. He doesn't have a job. His job is trading. So, he has a lot more time to to watch those boring ass videos and basically study. And what I would say is to a degree, you know, he's probably right. People don't put it in time, but you know, somebody working a job is just, you know, they're not going to be able to put in the time. So their learning curve is just going to be longer. And, you know, the statistics on this stuff are what they are for a reason. You know, I mean, there's a reason why only, I think, 8% of people are consistently successful doing this. So, you know, I just see a lot of the debates sometimes as a exercise in futility, and maybe they're not, you know, but that's just how I see a lot of it. And what it goes back to is if somebody can't put in the time or isn't putting in the time, they're just not going to see it the way, you know, someone that spends all of their time on it does.
That's true.
But this is what I'm saying. I just want an explanation.
Okay, Todd,
Right.
listen. So if your first high to the left at the top of the structure, go all the way up. Nope, all the way up. I mean the low, I'm sorry. The higher low, go up.
Oh, the one I pointed
The little
out
bitty
before,
one, yeah, that one. So if you consider that a low on the lower time frame, that will be your chalk. The second low to the left will be your break of structure. Once price broke that low, now you have a break of structure. But
Chalk is a break of structure.
a
So,
chalk
but
is
what
a
Alicia is
chalk
trying
is
to
a
say,
a
when
chalk
the
is a
chalk
break of
occur-
structure, but it's like a turn of direction. It's like to alert everybody that the chart may be going the opposite way. But in order to confirm it, you need to follow up with another break of structure. So for me, the way I look at the charts, if I get a chalk first,
Hold on.
it's not
You
confirming
don't
I
have
have
to.
a break
Hold on,
of
Alicia.
structure.
You
Hold
don't
on.
need another one though.
Yeah,
And
what do you mean
that
you gotta
goes back
follow?
to what I'm saying.
What do you
Go
mean
ahead,
you got?
Batu.
What do you
You
mean?
have to follow it up with a break of structure to confirm the trend for me.
But where does it say? Where did you get that from?
It just looking at the chart, it just makes sense. If you get a chalk, you should have a break of structure, another chalk or break of structure, whatever you want to call it. You should have another one, and that will confirm that you're now the chart has turned around.
But Alicia, if we watch a video on
But
chart,
I don't know what Alicia is saying.
But listen, wait. So let me finish. Listen. So you got a chalk and a break of structure. So now you have the double bottom where if you turn the candle, I think it was like an order block to the left. You got two taps, and then the second low is lower than the first low in that double bottom right there. So, and then you got another chalk to start going back in the original direction. So now it's just pulling back.
well, but
fill in.
Okay. Can we discuss this double bottom real fast? For me, this is just a complex pullback. The market can't just hit points and roll out. Like sometimes it's going to take time for it to change directions. So this move right here is a huge move down, right? This move up and pullback is a chalk and probably grab liquidity to go back up. But if the still overall theme is this was a high, this was a new high, and this move down broke structure. This is a chalk on a super high time frame. It's breaking the structure on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour. All these are breaks of structures on the daily, but on the higher time frame, this move down is just a chalk, and you get a pullback. Because breaking this structure down here, breaking this swing low, that's the first time this swing low was broken.
Okay, go to the monthly though. Like it just on the monthly, it just looks like just a pullback.
Hold on.
It is a pullback from the monthly.
It is
a pullback on the monthly. You haven't given it time to break the structure
we're in the 2 week.
yet.
The 2 week is going to show you a chalk before the monthly does. Because maybe it just has the chalk on the 2 week and then push down again to give you a monthly chalk.
Right. Everything is fractal. I mean, it takes forever on a long time frame, you know, for things to happen.
And to me, this is the dialogue that I need, because a lot of times people will throw, you got to throw this chart out. No, I don't want to throw any chart out. I want to get the picture that I see from that chart so I can overlay it on the next chart. And for me, we can change direction 75 times in here as long as we don't break that high, because this is the swing high. It pushed down and broke this swing low, in my opinion. Anything that happens in between this swing high and swing low is fodder. This is a play. This is a picture play designed to confuse people who don't understand that here's your high, here's your low. You get a pullback. As long as you pull back past your 50, maybe to your 63 or 78, when you push down, you're looking at either breaking this low, right? Or making equal lows, because this was your chalk to go higher. It's the way I see it.
How I see it too, Andrew. And we're not going higher until we break that swing high. Everything else in between the points is really white noise. You can make money in that white noise, but it's white noise.
Thank you. That's just the thing. So we have a daily range. This is daily range from the monthly, the high and the low. So whatever is going on in between this daily range, it doesn't really matter. So whether chalk or no chalk, we have to face the reality, what we are expecting next week, not even like 3 months time or whatever, because this thing might take time to do what we are even expecting. So let's just focus on next week. Our point of view about next week, what the market is going to do anyway.
We're definitely talking about next week. We're definitely talking about next week. But I think it's important to lay out the bigger picture too, right? Because this pullback, this little pullback that we had this week, it confused a lot of people. When you look at this bigger chart, this is a very small pullback, right? We basically got to the 62 and we pulled back. I still think we're going higher. I explained that already. We took out the low on the 2-week chart. We're going higher. But I think that when we go higher, we're just going higher into this imbalance. And is Kim on this? Kim, you on the call? Kim always talks about the order block over here, this violated order block coming back up to maybe that's the breaker block. Alicia, you know about breaker blocks. Maybe we coming up here to this breaker block.
Bro, there is already price in the breaker block. I saw that.
Yeah, we did hit the breaker block right here.
Yeah. And plus the double flat area I was talking about, because it's always like this in the breaker block. So price is just pulling back down to probably continue, or we don't know, because you saw like a chalk in 2 weeks or something coming down to take this overall low, probably, who knows. So we just have to watch price do something and just follow the trend.
Is anybody confused? Bueller. So I don't know, but do y'all believe this is going long next week? You believe it's going longer, Andrew, I think, because we took out the low.
So, the way I see my thing, right, is different, whether there or not there. So I know I'm just being cautious. Okay, yeah. Where price at right now is a key level, right?
Right.
It's one of the points of interest. So that means anything can happen. It can either turn around and start going higher, or what? It might sell back down, right? So let's look at this price leg going higher. This leg right now going higher. We have, yes. You see, this candle, this red candle in the middle of these 2 greens or 3 greens, whatever, goes down. Now the bottom, right? Yes, this middle, that red candle. You see, the very, very first candle, we engulf the body. The second candle trade into the body, then we push higher. Now we broke and closed above the high, which gives us like a break of structure, right?
Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
So then you see the red candle, like I said, I always talked about this thing so many times. Pairs, they are different. The way they move different. You see, GJ, I wanted price to come in to fill the body. we never, then we started selling. Just imagine if this is a break of structure and you use the whole red candle plus the wick and everything as your order block, this red candle right here tapped into the wick. So that means we mitigate that other block, then we moved away. I don't know if you guys are following what I'm explaining.
So you're saying if you use, let me just draw it on. If you use this whole red candle as an order block,
yeah,
we
tapped into the body and we moved away.
It tapped in and we moved away.
Right.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying now, right? So, but ideally, I'm used to price coming into the body of a candle.
So what is it coming into the body to do?
To fill it, like
to fill an imbalance within that body.
Whether there is an imbalance, probably in the lower time frame or something, but
yeah,
I always consider
there's one right here.
Yeah, I always consider my other block like this once a structure is broke. Just like this. But in another way, you see how this candlestick closes above the body. That's why I also taught them, like, I can take a trade like this without even waiting for any other break of structure or a change of character. Because once the candle closes above the body of the candle, it tells me that we need to deliver price higher. You see how the other green candle came back to fill the body?
Which one? This one?
Another, no, come down. Like the first, yeah. You see that green candle came back to fill the body of the red candle? Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. That candlestick came back to fill the body of the, like just to tap the body of the red candle. That one, the thing you are pointing out right now is the candle that closes higher above the opening price of the red candle.
Right.
Yes. So it tells me that price is going higher. And the other green candle came back to mitigate the other block, because basically that is a bullish order block. Whether the candle high is all the way there, but seeing the candle like this, he already told you this is a bullish order block. So this one, the green candle came back to tap in. That's why price deliver higher. Now we have another red candle right here. Yes. So which price is at right now? That means there is a huge probability that it might just reverse and keep going higher.
I agree.
If you go to the monthly time frame, I said the reason why I didn't take GJ, I wasn't even looking at it, because price didn't come into the body of this bearish order block. But if you have to think about it, the whole candlestick plus the wick is just the candlestick, right? And we came into the wick, not the body. That is why I kept saying pairs, they are different. The way they move different. GJ actually doesn't really have to come into the body most times when we like engulf the body of the candlestick. So if there is wick or something, once we tap in, we already mitigate that other block.
Well, we might have mitigated
ICT himself. He knows this. He spoke about this, you know. The whole candle is the other block, whether the body or the wick. Yes, sir.
We didn't finish filling the imbalance.
Yes, we have an imbalance in the lower time frame, but what I'm saying is that from the monthly, we tapped into the other block. That is why we are also pulling back down or selling. You see, when we tapped in, we rejected that area. The red candle again came into that area. Then we started selling. We rejected that area again. So it's all other block.
I agree, but the
reason why, what I'm trying to say is this candle right here, the one that is selling down. Look at the red candle. The red candle, no, come down. The other one, yes, that one. You see, when the very green candle, which is like indecision candle, the middle one, we didn't engulf and close above the opening price. So the candlestick that closes above the opening price is this second one, right? That means price is probably selling back down, which I explained so many times, even in my class, that if GJ is going to sell, he's selling back to that area.
So yeah, you basically say the same thing I said, which is why I have my zone right here. That's exactly what I said.
I don't understand.
Right here.
What are we arguing about?
We're not arguing. He's just explaining how he sees it.
Well, it's
You
the
see where I
same.
marked that, right?
It's the same way.
Either the wick
you
of the
see it, right?
candlestick or the body of the candlestick. But either way, you have to tap into the candlestick, the red candlestick.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree, which is why I think it should come to this 62. I agree 1,000%, which is why I thought, or why I'm biased to see it push down a little bit and buy up this week. I feel the same way.
The only thing that was just like, we were just like, maybe having misunderstanding about is me waiting for price to tap into the body of the candle. You understand? Before the sale will occur, is just the difference. Even if price did tap into the wick.
Right. So you're saying the reason you didn't sell it is because you wanted to see this body. You wanted to see
exactly touches the body of that candle. Yes.
Of the monthly candle.
Yes.
Okay. And this is what I've kind of come to do. I always try to tell people that these time frames, if you just use the canned time frames, to me, you miss. At least for me, I was missing a lot of opportunities because to me, all this chart is a tool. And I trade a setup. I don't just trade a pair. I trade the same setup on anything that I see. So if I get a bearish order block, I expect price to buy up into that order block, to tap in per se in that order block and sell it. And sometimes I can't see that on the 1 month. Or the daily chart. I might need to see the order block on the 22-hour chart, right? Oh, now I got a bearish order block, so I expect price to trade up into there and then sell because I can see it clearly on the 22-hour chart. So I want to trade, I want to change the chart to show me a picture that I'm familiar with so I can take advantage of that picture. Because if I wait for the 4-hour chart to show me that picture, it might be 4 days from now. Whereas the 22-hour chart will show it to me immediately. And I say, okay, I can just make a decision to either buy this up, or I can make my zone and say, hey, when it hits my zone, I look for a chalk on the 15-minute or a chalk on the 1-hour chart, and I can get in for a sale to sell it back down. So that's how I view the time frames, in which is why I didn't wait for this monthly chart. Like, to me, I had that zone marked up, and once I got the chalk on the 4-hour time frame from that zone, I was 100% sure that we were going to sell from that point. Not that it was going to be a permanent sell, but I counted where we could sell down 500 pips, and we didn't sell all the way down here. But that's just what I was thinking from that trade. Is anybody lost? Like, is this hurting people, or is it helping y'all?
It's helping me.
It's definitely giving me a better understanding of what's going on. I have a
thing I took
question
away
though.
from this shit is that we got to go to the 22-hour chart. No,
you are dumb.
I mean, it never occurred to me to use the 22-hour chart, but I mean, that's definitely in the repertoire.
Seriously, though. Seriously. I ain't never thought about that.
What I'm saying, you got to use whatever chart gives you the picture that you can work with. Whether it's the 6-hour, the 7-hour, the 11-hour, whatever picture. Like, if you look at a chart and I don't know what to do with these wicks. So now you have to break it down into a picture that you can work off of. I can't work off of 2 wicks. I need to see what these wicks are doing. I get it. This is a candle going up and a candle going down.
Somebody in the chat said the next quarter level is 192,500.
192,500?
Yes. So check where there's 192,500.
On what time frame?
That's it.
What time?
I did that from the day.
Oh, this that must be Terry. Is that Terry?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, I know Terry's a quarter.
Yeah, that's me.
Terry's a quarter level. Yeah, you know.
So it's just the same place as the other block which we're talking about.
Yeah, it's
like,
the same. It's in between your 50 and your 78, which is perfect for me. I mean, like I said, I want to see it come down here. That's right in that same spot. But you know, however you come about your information.
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
Yeah. However you come across it, and I just want to let everybody know, however you come across the way you trade, if you're consistent with it, you're going to be able to pick your trades or pick your positions. You might not be involved in all this. You might just be waiting for it to hit your quarter level.
So one thing I want to say is that it's so funny that so we see the market coming to a particular point, right? Which everybody will agree to. But the only difference is that when the move is about to occur, just like what I want to see happen before that move occur and come back to that area, and what you want to see and what somebody else wants to see is just the difference. Just imagine Terry said 192,500, right? Which is the area of the monthly order block. And even in the 12-hour, 6-hour, or the 4-hour, I have marked when GJ was moving higher before taking out that high or something. I said the next, if GJ wants to pull back, he needs to pull back to that area because I saw something in that area following the market structure going higher. That area was the last area that price haven't mitigated, right? But we never came back down. We just kept moving higher, moving higher. But I never ignored that area because for what I understand, the market structure or like trading, once that area is there, it's just trying to fool people, you know, just to move people's attention away. Even if it takes 10 years, price will come back to that area to fill it and continue going to that direction that it was coming from. So right now that GJ is selling, that is my main focus. Like I say, that is the point, that is the place I want GJ to come to before I will engage myself in buy. But at the same time, looking at the one week or 2 weeks, price is already in the key area as well. You see what I'm speaking about is that once price get to a key level or a POI, you have to pay attention to see if you will see, you know, something that is going to tell you to buy or to sell. That's basically what we need to know, what we are learning. Because there is thousands of points of interest in this market, thousands of key levels, but not everything, not every point of interest hold market. Market can just blast through it. It doesn't matter. But once market is there, as a trader, all you need to do is what? Pay attention to see if the price is telling you that you should buy or you should keep selling.
And about 200 pips back up.
Terry, you breaking up, bro. What'd you say? I know, I heard 200 pips.
If it go to 192.5, if it push a bit and then come back down to 200 pips, I ain't ready to buy.
There you go. Hey, I need them 200.
You know, maybe most of us that didn't sell GJ or something, this will be your week. Either buying it up or continue selling it down. It's just two ways.
And for me, I believe in the power of three. So I would like to see it sell first and then get a strong buy the rest of the week. That's just what I think or what I like to see. I'm definitely biased for it to buy up over the next 2 weeks. I know I should stop saying a week because there was a 2-week candle that we looked at. And, you know, to me, I feel like we should go higher. So I would look for us to push lower first, then go higher, and maybe finish the 2-week candle with a bullish order block, you know, closing somewhere up here. That's kind of what I'm looking for or kind of expecting. If it does something different, it does something different. And I'm cool with that because it's not like I'm just going to hop in a trade. But I do have a bias when I look at the chart. All righty. Did we beat the? I think all the JPYs are at least similar. Where I would like to see all of them. I didn't look at the Chef JPY. Let me see Chef JPY. This is a little bit different, but to me, this is a half of a candle, which I would be inclined to believe that we're going to be going higher on this one too. Maybe there's an imbalance in there. Definitely, there's a huge imbalance. All right, I think we kind of beat these JPYs up.
You looked at the dollar.
The dollar is going higher, like the JPY. At least I think.
What fuck is this?
This is the Israeli. This is the Israeli shekel. You better get on that shekel, homie. The USD is going higher, boy. Look at the dollar.
So can somebody explain to me, like, Trump is on, like, Trump won now and gold is selling.
The dollar is strengthening.
Okay.
But I wouldn't equate it to Trump.
Yeah.
But I mean, y'all we can say whatever stories we want. But this is the imbalance that's remaining on the Dixie. It looked like we're going to that imbalance. That's the last imbalance on the monthly. So this is kind of where I would expect the dollar to get to before the dump. And on a big picture of things, to me, this is kind of the same way. Or maybe, is Alicia still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is this a break of structure for you right here?
No.
Brett, this is not.
No, that's a liquidity grab. It took the low and then it broke structure to the top side. That's a chalk for me.
Well, it did. Okay, it did break structure to the top side, but to me, all right, let me show you what I'm talking about. This low right here, this low, even if I go by the wick of this low over here, we got a candle close below it.
Yeah, but I just feel like the wick, because even if you consider that, you still never got a candle that went lower than that wick, so it's still within
this
the wick
wick
low.
No, it did go lower than this wick.
No, the long wick.
Wait, Alicia.
Hold on, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I was talking about earlier.
Well, Sean, there's a difference between a chalk and a break of structure. A chalk has to grab liquidity and then change and then break structure. That's the difference between a chalk and a break of structure. Break of structures are within the trend. That's why you need a chalk first.
Okay, I agree. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
We erased the noise. If you were plotting your highs and lows, I think this would be a low, correct?
Yeah, on the lower time frame. Yeah.
No. This is not a monthly
No,
low?
no, I agree. I'm just saying I can see it better on the lower time frame. But yeah.
So if we get a candle close below this level, coming back down, it should be either a break of structure or a chalk.
It'll be a break of structure. You'll have a chalk at that where that tall little doji candle in the middle, that green doji, it came back down. That's a level. No, go down some. Right where your moving averages stop. That right there. That's on the lower time frame. That's a low also.
Okay.
So that would be.
I
mean, the chalk would be higher.
But I'm talking
yeah, go
about
ahead.
the monthly. On this monthly candle, on this monthly chart, where is your chalk?
That first low where the no, not that. Yeah, that. Once it breaks that order block, that will be changed to that like break of structure. So it'll be going in the sell for me.
Okay, so let's do this. Before I play it, I want to kind of hash. So any move that comes from this high, are we going by the wick or the body? Which one is
It's a monthly candle, so you have to go by the wick. You can't act like there's no price action data in those monthly wicks.
Okay, it doesn't matter, because to me, if this price comes down and breaks this low, it doesn't matter where it goes. If this price goes down and it starts pushing back up, then we need to break the fib out, and we need to figure out where the 78% pullback is from this move down. Do y'all agree, Alicia?
I do.
Alicia?
I agree.
I'm sorry, I'm driving. The exhaust is real loud.
So you would agree that if we get a move down from this high, we got to fib it.
Yeah, got to go up and retest.
Okay, so if we hit this bar replay, we're going to get it out of bar replay. And all I see is that we pushed down and we broke your level, which is a chalk. Because now we got to go back up. From this move down, we created a chalk. We haven't pulled back yet. All of this right here is noise.
Right, so you think it's going to go lower?
What? Yes. Yes. Yes, I do. Because this is a chalk. Even if it took 35 candles for like, to me, this wick is the lowest point. But the pullback is clear. So it's going to pull back. There's an imbalance.
But I don't know, because if you go with structure to the left, it just wicked into the, I don't know.
If I do what? No, these are the conversations that we got to have. You saying if we look to the left or what?
It wicked into the middle zone, and then it broke structure.
This right here?
Yeah, and then it broke structure, and then it came back. So it has to break that low in order to turn around. But it's steady. It never did. So I don't know.
So would you agree that this is the swing high?
Yeah.
And this is the swing low?
Yeah.
Or this is the swing low?
Yeah. That one more so than the one to the right.
Okay, so we still just haven't pushed down and we haven't pulled back.
Right.
So this
the complex pullback. It's in the process of pulling back.
I can't confidently say it's gonna stop in that imbalance. Like,
I get it. And I think it is, but I don't know for sure. Listen, if I had to bet something on it, I would say we stop in here and we drop it. This is what I would look at based on what I see on the chart. I would be looking for a chalk to happen here to take a short, and I would target this low.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll come back down, but it might take out the low, but only to go back higher, not to keep going down for a sale.
Well, to me, that's neither here nor there, because it takes so long for these moves to happen. I'm
Yeah,
just
on
trying to get a
monthly.
general, over time, the market kind of proves itself. But I'm just saying in general, I can see this buying up. I'm still long on the dollar until we get to 109.
It's gone up.
The reason why we're biased that it's not gonna break that high is just because of the fundamental picture in the world. I mean, we could be wrong.
Yeah, I get that part. Because
Yeah, it
I don't
could
know
break the
fundamental.
high. Yeah, it could break it. We don't know that, but we're just biased that it's not because of where we are in the business cycle. The dollar needs to weaken. So we're just biased that they will do something to weaken it because it needs to. Now, I mean, maybe they don't and it goes higher, but that's just
Then y'all will
bias.
really be trying to assassinate the
Well,
president.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because if they don't weaken the dollar, y'all gonna really go after the president. Y'all just elected him. If that dollar gets stronger and the Fed start raising them interest rates, oh man, y'all gonna go looking for him with a barbecue. So, we are biased for a weaker dollar and
I mean, but you guys are thinking like weak dollar, like past lower than $100.
You said what? Weak.
Right.
Well, the chart would suggest that we're going lower than 100.
Why?
Listen, many times, Alicia, and we can go back and listen to some old tapes. You'll always hear me say, "Man, that ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna drop 700 pips." 2 weeks later, 700 pips down. I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
hey, a lot of times, I'm like, man, that ain't gonna happen, and it happens. So, I'm just the chart suggests that we're going lower. And we'll either break that high or we'll break this low. And it'll vet itself out. Now, it hasn't happened in months. I get it. But like these were some different times when the dollar shot all the way up. We haven't had our interest rates this high since the 80s. So that's why we got that run up like that. Now, you have to ask yourself, do you expect for us to live with higher interest rates? And if we are, then maybe the dollar stays up here. But
with higher interest rates.
Huh?
Cannot live with higher interest rates.
Well, listen, I don't think we can either. But I'm just saying, like, these are the questions that people have to kind of ponder, right? And the one reason why we got the president we have is because he said he's gonna bring them down.
Right.
So if you believe all that, then you have to believe that the dollar is going to weaken. And
to do with the president.
I know it doesn't, Sean, but I'm just saying.
It has everything to do with that $35 trillion debt. Those rates will come down. They
might just tap you to pay more taxes to pay them interest. So you get it.
The rates have to come down. The dollar will weaken, even if it's manipulated down, forced down. It will happen.
Would it not come down since they unpegged it from oil?
It's never been pegged to oil.
Well, I mean the petro. I mean, I'm saying
the petro
with all this mess, wouldn't it make it come down?
I think all of that stuff, with the BRICS is white noise. They need a narrative.
Gotcha, a distraction.
Right. They need a narrative. There's always a headline, a narrative to push price where it needs to go. The dollar needs to weaken. So they've been pushing this BRICS bullshit, for, I don't know, the last 18 months, and eventually the dollar will fall, but they're going to have to buy bonds most likely to push it down, because the problem is everybody's currency is shit. So everybody likes to talk about the dollar in a vacuum, because of the debt and American inflation. But, what is everybody's other alternatives to the dollar? It's the cleanest shirt in the laundry. So it will show strength against the other currencies because it's the world's reserve currencies. So if China or Russia or whoever doesn't want to buy those bonds, someone, even if it's the Federal Reserve, will, So
which means we'll do like Japan was doing.
We already are.
We'll buy
when you're more than 100% debt to GDP in your country, in your business, in your household, you have to
live off the credit card.
You have to you live off the credit card, but to reduce the debt, you either have to pay it down, but if you don't have money coming in or enough money coming in, you can't. So the only other way to reduce the debt is you have to reduce the denominator, the dollar in this case, or any other country, if they're in the same situation, whatever their currency is, you must inflate the value of that denominator away to reduce the value of that debt. And that right there is why I sit here every week and I tell everybody the dollar will come down. It has to. If it don't, then a whole lot of shit is going to hit the fan. And none of this stuff probably will ultimately matter too much anyway. The dollar has to come down. But there's also a timing element to these markets. And we tend to disrespect the timing element of it. So when the markets run too hot, too fast, you have to think about the timing element, otherwise you might have $100,000 Dow, by March, so things get manipulated. Price gets held down, held up, if you look at Bitcoin, how long did it consolidate, and they're telling you everybody's buying Bitcoin, buying these ETFs, but the price went sideways for 8 months. That's manipulation, because if everybody's really buying like they said there was, would the price have went sideways for 8 months? But, they can't have the asset explode to $2 million, ahead of schedule, for lack of a better term.
It's all about customer relations.
So, it is what it is. But the dollar will come down. My guess, at the latest, it'll probably start coming down in January. Maybe before, but probably not until January.
We just gotta make sure we capitalize on the move.
Yeah, and if you're trading it, you can't get ahead of yourself with the leverage, because you get that Wyckoff or that consolidation type of movement, you get chopped up, and then the move happens, and you're not in it because you don't have any money.
Agreed.
And you will have been right because you called it back in November before Thanksgiving that the dollar is going to fall.
Used to happen to us every week.
I sure did for years.
You go in there heavy because I know this is gonna fall, and then you lose because it's going up, manipulating, and then when it drop, you ain't got no loot. Oh my God. All righty. So GU and EU. All right. This pair I thought would buy back up into my zone, but it didn't. It just kept selling and selling. So instead of trying to buy this thing up, just let it go. I'm waiting.
Bro, look at this again. Look at the bearish order block. Your zone is basically the body of of the candle, but look, it just came back, mitigate the wick because it's included in the order block.
Well, I agree.
Just keep selling.
I agree. So I also think that at a later time, it's going to hit this zone and react. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, Andrew, I sent this chart to Kim because, I can clearly see here's a level, price goes up and it drops. We break structure to the downside. Mm-hmm. So if you fib from here to here, this is a great spot to sell from.
It's a 78.
Yeah, it's a great spot to sell from. Now, I thought that it would push halfway into that zone. And it almost did. It almost did. So I was under the impression that maybe we'll buy back up to this area, but probably buy back to this area and sell. But this is still selling. And it kind of coincides with, it does coincide with that dollar. The dollar needing to get stronger. This is going to sell as long as the dollar is buying. So whenever I start looking at levels, obviously this area has to get dealt with. And then we got this next order block. There's imbalance way down here. And I don't want to say, it ain't going to come way down there because it just might. If you look at what happened with the British economy, man, what are y'all doing over there, Spice Girl? Y'all's GDP was like 1% or something like that.
Yeah, the GDP rose by 1%.
It was horrible.
Well, their country's too old. Really, and all of Europe is that. I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem that's happening in the United States. Is your population
no young people working? Leandra ain't picking up no work hours.
Well, they don't have enough young people because of declining birth rates for decades. So, I mean, it's what I waste my breath every week whining about. As opposed to
get the robots to y'all gonna have robots.
The debt situation, I mean, they're not going to allow the people to die in the streets and starve to death. So, when everybody's living off of pension plans or government, assistance, and then there's the health care, because the older you get, the more people got to go to the doctors. The point is that the debt piles up and you don't have enough young people paying into the system. So there's not enough tax receipts coming in, which pushes the economics into, a figurative corner. And then these markets, the markets get very predictable. It's part of the reason why I sit here and tell you the dollar will come down. It has to, So anyway, but that's why their GDP is 1%, and everyone is trending that way. The United States is trending that way. Japan is probably already there and probably has been there for decades. So it is what it is. They need a productivity miracle, which is, I guess, those robots.
Robots, baby.
So we'll see how it shakes out.
You're gonna get replaced by a robot that does not complain, is not woke. It's not gonna be a woke bot, it's gonna be a robot.
Oh my days.
I'm done.
One of the main things is the tariffs. That's what they spoke about when Bailey spoke this week.
But
tariffs that Trump possibly.
Yeah, tariffs gonna screw everybody. They're gonna screw everybody.
Yeah, so they're saying because obviously the UK is allies with the US, they're hoping. Well, we've got a new government, and our government is, as you would say, a democratic government. It's Labour government now. It's not a Republic government conservative government like it was before. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a difference. Like Labour wants different to what Trump wants, and people have already come out and said that they don't like Trump in the Labour government. So now they're taking back what they said, and they're like, "Oh, we want to work with Trump, and we don't want the tariffs." And so it's a very shaky environment for us at the moment in terms of if he does put those tariffs on. Bailey said we have to, make allies with the Europe, and obviously Britain came out of the European Union, Brexit. So and anything that imports from Europe is already expensive anyway now because we're out of the European Union. So Europe could just put up their tariffs even higher as well.
Well, sometimes you actually get what you ask for.
Well, no one asked for Brexit. That was
somebody did. Y'all got it.
That was Nigel Farage with his big ego, and everyone's
that's like us. That's like us in the United States. We gonna get our medicine too because we got Trump. We gonna get hit with a bout of inflation. And everybody's gonna bitch and whine.
You got Kennedy, haven't you? You got Kennedy.
Well, we're gonna get hit with inflation. We hate immigrants in this country. We want all the supply lines, operations and so on and so forth. We want all that stuff on American soil. And you can do it, but it's going to cost more. And like I tell everybody, is the company going to take that in the shorts when they've been paying workers in Vietnam, $2 an hour, or China, $2 an hour to get the pods and whatever else that we like to use over here? When they get that stuff made, in China, it costs $2 an hour. When it comes up back over here on shores, it's probably going to cost $30 an hour. So is Apple going to eat that, or are they going to pass that to the consumer? You don't want immigrants over here. You got business owners paying these guys under the tables to make things cheaper for the consumer. You don't want the immigrants. So if you're going to have workers, they're going to be legit American workers. Are they going to work for $2 an hour under the table? Probably not, because minimum wage is higher than that. So is that business owner are they going to eat that, or are they going to make that burrito cost more money to you, the consumer? So everybody just been bitching and whining and hailing Trump, as the cheap guy. We want cheap gas and all that shit. You're getting ready to pay more.
Yeah.
But you asked for it. So I don't want to hear it. Let's gleefully pay. That should be the mantra.
Yeah, that everyone's going to be complaining that things are
Shouldn't
expensive
be, because they asked for it.
They're not getting paid, and plus, people nowadays are not going to be raking and scraping in the hot sun and out in the fields. No way. The people in the UK,
they don't want the immigrants to do it.
The robot is going to do it. The robot is going to do it.
Well, that's what happened with Brexit in the UK. It was all of the European immigrants that were out in the fields, out in the farms, and then soon as
that's why
they went home, and there was
Elon Musk is going to replace y'all with robots.
Oh yeah, true.
That stuff is not quite ready for prime time. So in the meantime, most likely going to pay more.
Yeah, Pips paid my bill.
But we asked for it. Is the point that I'm making here? This is what we voted for.
Yeah, that's in the meantime, Pips need to pay my bills. So, because
all right, Jay take profits.
And plus, that's why you said, Tom, that people are leaving the US and the UK and immigrating to other countries as well. For a better life, because we don't know what's going to come in the next couple of years. It's going to be very different.
Get your trading game up.
Well, the immigrants fine by me, as long as they start paying taxes like me.
They already pay taxes. The ones that
ones that did it right way,
getting paid under the table, they don't pay taxes.
That's what I mean.
That's
the ones I'm talking about.
They're getting paid under the table, and they're getting paid most likely below minimum wage. So, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but what I would say
you just speaking truth. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You ain't been an asshole. It is what it is. We just,
Right. But what I'm getting ready to say is how you're over here insisting that they pay taxes. What I'm getting ready to say is, do you want to go do that work? I already know the answer. It's more of a rhetorical question, but my point is they're doing the work under the table. So it's all illegal, and everyone looks the other way because everyone knows this is how you keep prices down. Because if I got to hire an American, I got to pay a legit wage, which is going to drive up the cost of labor. And if I got to keep my business profitable, that means I got to raise the price of whatever I'm selling.
And Leandra ain't gonna show up to work every day because she's American. She's not fixing to work when it's steaming hot or it's raining outside.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like we got excuses. we got all the excuses of why not to come to work.
True.
We need 4-day weekends. We need the travel trips. We need, you know, like just certain things that we are all accustomed to, you know, as Americans. And you know, one thing I can say about me and Sean, like we joined the Army straight out of poverty, so we didn't expect like extra days off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I know when I retired, I was kind of shocked when I went into the federal service, and the entitlement was crazy to me.
It is. But you know, going back to the scenario that I kind of painted, let's say you own the business and you got to take loans out, you know, to run your business and pay your employees, but interest rates are high. Now I got to lay people off and I can't hire that illegal under the table. So now you start to understand why I say that dollar will come down. It has to. Those rates have to come down. They have to. And that to me is kind of the power of understanding the fundamental side of things and understanding, you know, that it's a cycle. You know, I got to bring this shit down, and I got to let the consumer and the business owner that drives the economy, I got to let them breathe. I got to give them a window to make money. And then when shit gets too hot, you know, everybody buying up houses and cars and going crazy, and inflation gets out of control. Now I gotta come to the party and shut it down. I gotta jack them rates back up to throw water on the consumption fire, because everybody taking out loans and buying up everything, you know. And then, you know, I ratchet up rates. That business owner can't afford the price of money. He got to go fire people, lay people off.
Yeah, if y'all would get up off the table, like if y'all just weren't consumers and where you consume until you're broke, then they wouldn't have to play with the interest rates like that, because y'all would buy a little bit and save your money or invest your money. They wouldn't have to raise the rate. Shut up. I'm dead serious. Huh? I mean, think about it. People are just like those animals that eat themselves to death. Like, people are the same way. You know, when they get money, they're gonna spend it. But that's it. I mean, whenever we say a pandemic, toilet paper would run off the shelves like it was instant diarrhea. And why?
Yeah, does anybody have the answer to that? You know, not to digress, but I still don't know why the toilet paper
it's because people just like to buy stuff, man. Hurricane coming to Florida, everybody buys up all the water. Like, listen, get you 3 gallons, 4 gallons of water. You know, you don't need 60 gallons of water unless you're buying for your block. But it just that's how people are, man. That's people, man. That's just how we are.
Yes, can you look at gold, please?
You
NGA.
want gold, Elfie? Girl,
Yes.
what's next?
Elfie, you said it could go. Did you sell it, Elfie?
I want to get into a buy because it looks like it's pulling back.
I got into a buy on
For the
Friday.
pullback.
I
I
closed it
know.
out. I closed it out at a small loss.
So it gave a 2-week order block, but I'm waiting for it to
Hey,
retest.
this is where you wanted to pull back to Ant.
NGA, please.
Are you looking for that to buy up too? Yeah, I think this is where I wanted it to buy from and see how it came it came and closed that imbalance pretty much.
Yes.
I this is the exact area where I expect it to push up.
Well, it's a 22-hour
But I
chart.
felt
So
that
You're done.
I fibbed that because on the 6 hour, I made a 6 hour order block, and I fibbed that for it to come back down.
Looks like it's
Or
probably come right back to that low.
yes.
It'll wick the wick probably.
It's the same thing I saw, you know. I wanted to trade it, but I was like, nah, the dollar doesn't give me that, you know, that feelings to trade this gold up. So I just like stay away from it. We all see the same thing, you know. This level is like very good level to trade, but the dollar is not giving me any reason to do that.
I think gold is gonna continue selling until 2.5, 2.7.
Yeah, but it need to at least come back up to this high. Retest the zone, baby. Look at that big imbalance.
I think it might sell first, then pull back, continue going higher.
Maybe.
I mean, it would make sense to me that it would sell down a little further, you know. And I don't know the timeline, but what I mean is Trump hasn't even taken office yet, and the inflation hasn't started. The dollar hasn't started falling. Gold is front ran everything. I mean, it can't just go up in a straight line. So, I mean, it just makes sense to me that it would either pull back or go sideways for a little while and let the other assets catch up a little bit, and then take off for another leg.
Right, where your cursor is, Todd, that's I've got that marked out as a daily bullish order block, and that's a weekly bullish order block as well. So price is tapped into the.
So you want it to come further down here?
50%, yeah, that imbalance. So I think it's still, yeah, I think it's gonna break that low and then pull back. Go further.
So you think it's going to start off and push straight down first?
Yeah, because it could gap down.
$48. I guess it could gap down. That would that would piss some people off.
Fine, because that for next week that'll be kind of like the power of three, anyways. If it pulls out, it pushes down first.
I love a good gap because then you know that it's going the opposite way, so it's even more.
Okay, ladies. Okay.
You know, because I've had this marked out from the 3rd of November of the sale.
What about Fire Dancer? Fire Dancer is bull cropping. Fire Dancer.
That joint's going higher, man.
You look at US 30, please.
That's going higher.
I'd like to see Fire Dancer pull back a bit. I hope it goes much higher.
It is going much higher.
You got a 2-week bullish order block on the US 30.
Going higher.
I know. This is probably gonna hit 60 grand. Remember I said they hit 50? we only $7,000 away from 50.
Yep. I mean, to me, this is just looking in an inverse mirror, or looking in the mirror at inflation. That's what this chart, really all of them, S&P, NASDAQ, this, Bitcoin, all of it is to me just like looking in the mirror at inflation.
Oh, what is Bitcoin at? 90?
Yeah,
they're about.
What is that portfolio at,
It's approaching 300. I mean, if I count the stocks, I guess I'm probably approaching, I don't know, 360, 370, something like that.
Fire dancer.
Danza comes online, I mean, we're going to $1,000, probably 1,100.
I'm talking about this cycle.
Yeah, this cycle, I think you're gonna get $1,000 Solana. That's what the Fibonacci suggests that's where we're going. We'll see.
We shall see. Hopefully so.
Mm-hmm.
If we go to $1,000, I'll get that Tesla truck down in Columbia.
We'll see. That's where the fib suggests that we're gonna get $1,000 Solana and a $250,000 Bitcoin. So
Todd, can you check on GA, please?
GA.
And EA, thank you.
Hey, Alfie, did you trade GA or EA?
I traded EA.
At the beginning of the month?
No, I traded the pullback last week.
What pullback? The sell?
The one you said on Tuesday is a counter trend.
Oh my goodness. All right. Can we just be honest? Can we be honest? Do y'all remember coming into the month? Me saying trade this monthly? Because these are the easiest freaking trades.
well, I know Elfie took the trade, so what's your point?
Did you take the pullback, Elfie? You took the sell?
I missed the sale. I was
God dog it. I'm joking.
short on GA. I sold GA at the beginning of the month.
You did sell it?
I just did the pullback on EA.
Well, this is the pullback on EA.
No.
Okay.
You go to the weekly, it's a buy. It was a buy.
Okay, but y'all see what I'm saying? This right here is the easiest. This is the easiest 236 pips that's available to anybody. And you'd have been done trading 236 pips. You can do whatever. You can flip your account twice. You can, if you trade in a funded account, you can get your 236 pips. You can be done for the month. You can have your living expenses paid with those 236. And you can wait until this month is over, which might be a bearish order block, and then you buy it for the next month. All right. But any of these trades, I just wanted to show you these monthly candles because all these trades did exactly what we thought they were going to do. And they went right to the point. And, you're done. It took 2 weeks, right? It took the first 2 weeks, but you're done.
The bears are who we thought they were.
Well, every month this is the same sort of deal here. You say you took this out, Elfie?
Yes.
Elfina?
Yes.
Oh, you like when I call you Elfina, huh? Elfina. All righty. I don't really like this pair or where it's at right now. Pull back. I would expect it to keep selling because of where it is on the daily. Yeah, we're back under this 18-hour. To me, the 18-hour is the best, but we're back under the 18-hour. I would probably expect it to keep pushing. this zone is probably the next trigger area. You know, I would have liked to see it close below at least this level last week, but it is what it is. We never even got close to that what is that demand zone. So you know this is going to be a bumpy ride if you're trading. This is not going to be a smooth trade, which is all the more reason why it'd have been a better look if you just traded the pullback at the beginning. But we haven't even got to this zone, so you're going to bounce at this zone. You got all this crap. So this is going to be a nasty little trade. You're in this zone right here. You sure you want to trade this next week?
No, I just wanted to look at it in EA.
Sophie, you'd be better off putting you a low leverage trade on Solana.
I'm already in Solana. I bought some.
Oh shit. All right. I take back all the negative things I've secretly said about you over the last few months.
Anyways.
Anyway. There's a relative equal high. I think we got to break this low and this low before it pulls back.
I wanted to come up to 164, which it never did.
When you wanted to come up here right now, yeah, it ain't gonna do that.
No.
I think it needs to break this low before it's gonna come back up here.
Okay.
I think these double lows are gonna get broke first. And I think we'll bounce probably around this area and come back up there. Whenever I saw this bullish, I thought we'd come up here too. But when we gave this double top, I know they're just creating this liquidity. So this will be a zone left here. It's gonna push down. We're gonna break that low, and we'll probably break this low, and then we'll go up there and take that liquidity.
How many pips from up there to
From where it
below
is
the
now?
low? Yeah. To that.
You got 139 to that first low, and then you got about a 166 to these double lows. And again, this is the reason why I said that taking the monthly trade was the best option, because I knew this is going to be a nasty trade until we break through where we've been sitting for the last 2 months, 3 months. How many months is that? Plenty of months. We got to break through this trash before you get a smooth trade. It's going to be nasty. Well, you can do it. You can do it.
Are you still in GA?
No, I'm not. I got out of that trade. I took the easier trade last week, which was GJ. Right? Once GA made that initial drop, I'm good. I'm done. Now GJ is a cleaner run. I don't want to sit in a trade this choppy like that.
I thought you said you were going to swing it all the way down to somewhere.
Well, no. I just took the initial drop. And I'm done. Now, if this pulls back up, like if we pull back up and take out a high, then maybe I can get in and just ride it straight down. But I want the easier trade, right? Like if this goes up and goes into the area, I want to take the drop from the highest point. I don't know that GJ or the GA is at the highest point. I know it's going to bounce. It's going to this right here, going through here is going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. And I'm already in a trade. I'm in a trade that's a perfect example. This trade right here, look at this trash. This is trash. I've been in this trash for 2 months. Hey, it is what it is. Now, it's not going to break this low. but this is trash.
The most useless pair ever. This Euro
Really?
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. So I don't want to get caught
Yeah.
up in a bunch of this, right? You know, if I had known that this was going to be a slosh bucket the entire time, then you know I'd have just picked something else. But it is what it is. I made a lot of money on this trade too. But look at this. It's just going back and forth. So I'm not.
one more thing.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just having another question to to anybody, and Sean. Looking at oil, do you think it's like, because I read somewhere that it's supposed to like be bullish or become bullish sometime soon.
That means it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop like a rocket. You read it. Look, man. This chart, it went up here, and it's coming back down. Nothing on this chart. Nothing on this chart says bull. I mean, you know how to read a chart, man. I don't care what the news.
I know, that's why I was just like, wait, it needs to pull back. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to fall. Like, this ain't bullish.
I mean, I don't think the chart necessarily looks bullish, but I think they probably said that because, you know, of Trump.
They were talking about something like once it breaks the like $80 or something, or that some type of resistance is like broken, and then it's from there it's gonna be a super cycle type stuff.
Yeah, that's probably months away though. I mean, Trump ain't even gotten in office yet. I mean, I think we're still going down. Probably going to hit at least that 62 level.
Like down
on the Fed?
Yeah, that $50 area.
Okay.
Probably going to go back down there at least, maybe a little deeper, you know, and then probably as we move into spring and summer, it's moving back towards the upside. But I'm sure the whole bullish narrative thing came because Trump won the election.
And it was some German news thing, I guess. Okay. Okay, thank you.
I'm still waiting on my Mexican trade, but this thing blowing right through the zone. Still waiting on this trade. Gotta wait for the dollar to sell. And I'm riding from this all the way down here. All right, y'all got anything else? Elfie, this is a good trade right here. At least in my opinion, it is. You see how this trade pushed all the way through this trash right here we were sitting in? So maybe we pull back up and sell again. I like this better than EA, even though EA and GA give you a lot of pips. To me, GC and EC have cleaner move. Like they pushed away from this trash. So if we pull back a little bit, I would be willing to sell this past these lows, at least to this next order block. I believe that all these are pulling back. The European pairs against the CAD, I believe they're going to be dropping. Does anybody have different? I don't know what this AUD CAD looks. Yeah, I guess it'll probably be the same. Why is the Canadian dollar strengthening? Especially since oil is not. Well, this is probably going to bounce. But yeah, anyway, I like GC and EC to sell. What do y'all trade next week? Ali Shah, Andrew,
GJ and EU.
Oh, you selling
maybe gold.
I got to get in gold at the Wicks. That thing moved too volatile.
Look, the copper chart.
Oh, this is a great trade. How about the Colombian pesos?
Who gives a shit? Why do we gotta have this money from these shithole countries? Why can't we have more money from Sweden?
So long.
Trump would be begging for the Colombians to come in and do the work. What's the copper chart?
XCU.
I'm gonna be over there with what's the coach name in DC?
Quinn?
Huh?
Oh, Kingsbury.
Yeah, I'll be over there zooming to Thailand with Kingsbury. Like when y'all get put in the concentration camps, because y'all gotta pick the peppers that the immigrants used to pick.
At least it won't be cotton.
It won't be cotton, but you won't have no ketchup or hot sauce. You know, it won't be no ketchup and hot sauce on the show. Everybody will be pissed off.
Let me quit.
Is this still recording? You stop recording.
Yeah, of course. It's gonna get ugly in these United States.
This is a land of the free. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. You're free to eat your chicken without hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be a lot of people that enjoy it, but they're free to do it.
Okay, I'm sorry, real quick, because I just got a call. Todd, did you say you like CAD, USD CAD?
Not necessarily USD CAD, but I mean.
What was it? GCAD.
I like GCAD and ECAD for sales. I like EU too. EU too for.
Can you look at it can you show the chart real quick, please?
ECAD or GCAD?
Either of them.
There's ECAD. Nice, clean, bearish order block that closed below all this garbage. I would like to see a run up and then a sell. And
you just pass it.
I like EU.
I don't.
You say you what?
I don't do EU.
Okay, well, the setup to me was purty. GCAD is the same thing. GCAD didn't close below every wick, but still, I'd like to see it buy back up into this zone to sell. And I think on the 4 hour, you're already starting to get the structure you need, right? You had a low manipulation, a chalk, a pullback. I would look for a run up into the zone.
Cool, thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right, good folks. Y'all have anything else?
Cash Chef, if you don't mind. You got time.
You said what, Cash Chef?
Yeah. I remember one time you saying she paid what she weighs, so.
Cash Chef. I think this.
I was looking for like the pullback before she buy up or whatever.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be. I'll wait for it to pull back into that order block. Did you feel this kind of?
No, that's what we're going to do. Look for the zone.
Yeah, because if you go to the 4 hour, you can probably. I don't see an imbalance. Maybe we're coming back to this level. There's an imbalance right here, but I think that's still kind of high. Yeah, so this is looking like the zone where I would look for the turnaround.
Cool.
At least that's some pretty wide action from this area to this area. That's still just 130 pips. So
on 2 weeks, seem like they're trying to pull back. I see the imbalance above it that you probably need to fill and everything. So
this right here.
Yeah, on Cash App, like on the 2 week, it got like the bullish order block that I feel like they need to pull back into.
I agree.
And then go up and fill the imbalance up top.
Yep. Sade, what's up, girl?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Welcome to Jam Rock. Hey, did you bring any music from Jam Rock?
Did I bring any music?
Yeah, back from Jam Rock.
No. When I was out there, I didn't really hear any new songs that I didn't know. There was a lot of Bob Marley playing, but that was it.
Oh, Bobby. How y'all surviving over there in London?
How am I surviving? It's really cold.
Is it cold? Hey, Leandra, is it cold in Nottingham? Leandra never admits to the weather, the debilitating weather. That's why y'all's GDP is down too, because the weather is horrible.
Lies. It just suddenly got colder.
Oh,
but
suddenly.
Yeah, it was warm. It's been like quite warm these days.
It ain't warm over there. What do you mean it's warm?
It was. The temperatures were quite high for this time of year, and then it suddenly dropped. So yeah, it's feeling a bit chilly nowadays. But yeah, Sean's still welcome to come anytime, you know.
So I'm what?
Winter, summer, spring. You're always welcome.
You said it's just a bit chilly in London.
It's always cold over there. There is no such thing as summer.
True. In summer it rains. True for the whole month.
I was there in August, and I mean it was an ice wind and ice rain. Yeah.
You exaggerate, but okay.
No, I'm dead serious. I mean, I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt in Paris, get on a train, go to London, and I had to immediately be Ubered or lifted, whatever it was, to some mall to buy a mink coat.
Mink coat.
A mink coat.
A mink coat.
He's a baller.
He got taste though.
It was cold as a bug over there. I don't know what's going on over there.
They ran out of heating oil. Oh my God.
They say that because they're putting up the prices as well. The gas prices.
Hey, you can always zoom to Thailand, Leandra.
Well, that's the plan.
Leandra, did you get the YouTube video of the girl that I was talking about? The London girl?
Which one?
Oh my goodness. She teaches English in Thailand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about the recent video you sent me about how trading ruined my life.
Oh no. That girl's from, where's she from? London too, huh?
No, I think she's from the US, and then she said she started with Ruby.
She's not from the U.S. She did start with Ruby, but she said she lost.
Oh no, she's from Germany. Sorry, she's from Germany.
Oh, okay. Did she? Because I thought she said she lost pounds, or did she?
Euros.
Okay.
Euros. But I think she related them to like pounds and dollars. Like she was, she related the way she was talking. Yeah, but she's from Germany.
Yeah, Kim shared that video. So
what video?
Of this girl who had an addiction, a trading addiction.
Oh.
With trading, man. Well, in anything else in life, if you have no self-control, you can't do it. Anything, eating, having sex, working. If you can't control yourself, there's just you don't really have a place in the society. Self-control is a requirement. But at least she recognized that she had a lack of control. She couldn't control herself.
That's when the self-awareness comes in. I think so.
I agree.
Highly important as a trader to have self-awareness.